Now, I don't know about you guys, but the sound of that intro never gets old. If the sound of a blown 540 cubic big block Chevrolet doesn't get your blood flowing, then brother, you're in the wrong place. Hi everyone, my name is Austin, and welcome back to the third stop of the Monster Addicts Nostalgia Tour at Leighey Field, where we take 16 of the biggest and baddest trucks of the past and push them to the absolute limit until we're down to one event champion. But let's talk about this track for a minute. If you recall, at our first event, it was a simple straight line course similar to what you see here, but with almost twice the amount of track. From the start, our competitors will have to be cautious as they go over the starting hill while also trying to gain enough speed to try and clear the first stack of crush cars. Depending on how you land is very crucial, as our competitors will want to keep up the momentum as they want to finish the race flying across the set of not 5, not 10, but 15 crush cars to the finish. To give you guys an example of what our competitors will be experiencing, check out this clip we got from one of them during qualifying this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the evening. The trucks are set and ready for battle. It's time for round one of Monster Truck Racing. Our very first matchup. In the far lane, the bright yellow Ford F100 Monster Mash. And in the nearest lane, out of Team Green, it's Wild Hair. A very clean pass for the mean green machine, Wild Hair, almost clearing that set of crush cars like it was nothing while laying down a very fast pass. A very tough break for Monster Mash. 1 week you're the reigning champion, the next you're getting your ass handed to you down on a silver platter in round one. Up next, it's Mad Dog versus Awesome Kong. A tough break for Awesome Kong as he was disqualified due to a technicality. Now watch closely during this replay. If a competitor doesn't get both front tires off the takeoff ramp, it is deemed as a disqualification, resulting in Mad Dog moving on to the next round. Up next is the Blue Oval battle between Pony Express and the Ford Bronco No Problem. Let's see who's got enough gallop to move on to the next round. A back-to-back disqualification in the near lane as Pony Express didn't make contact with both tires on the takeoff ramp, handing over the win to No Problem. Up next, we have a beautiful El Camino known as Aces High and a brown GMC named Cody. Let's see what happens. Kodiak just leaving Aces High in the dust and will be moving on to the next round. But don't blink, folks, because up next we have Just Showing Off versus Taurus. Taurus appearing to having some issues getting that truck lined up going over the last set of crush cars, unfortunately resulting in a rollover. But check out Showing Off. If you ever wondered where they got the name for that truck, ladies and gentlemen, well, there you go. If you're gonna win and beat the competition, win with style. Up next is the big bad Ford out of Missouri that started it all versus Micro Machine. A very clean pass from both competitors, but Bigfoot seems to have gained more traction after the first set of crush cars and will be moving on to the next round. Coming up next is Showtime versus Samson. Samson almost walking away with an easy win, but a bad bounce after the first stack of crush cars, causing him to lose traction, giving Showtime the opportunity to take the win and move on to the next round. Our final competitors of round one, it's Predator versus High Roller. A very fast and very close race from our competitors, but after further review, it looks like High Roller took the win by just half of a tire. That concludes round 1 of our racing bracket. And here are your remaining competitors, but who's got what it takes to move on to the semifinals? Now before we move on with our racing bracket, we here at Monster Addicts have a little bit of a treat for you guys. You see, back in the day, there was never any freestyle. No moonwalks, no backflips, none of this crazy stuff. It was a steel body, steel frame, steel truck, steel everything. So back in the day, whoever had the most chrome, the most Casey lights, the most insane paint scheme as a typical show truck would almost win a beauty competition during intermission at a tractor pull. This is the first ever Monster Addicts Crush Off where we take 2 competitors who have lucked out in round 1 of racing and put them head to head in a car crushing competition. The rules are simple. Drive up to the cars and park almost perfectly on top while trying to inflict the most damage. Whoever pancakes their 2 crush cars the most is deemed the winner. But here's the thing, the winner is up to you guys. Now be sure to let us know in the comment section below who won today's Crush Off. Was it Predator or was it Aces High? You be the judge. Now, let's get back to racing. Starting off our quarterfinals round is a Breen Brothers face-off with Wild Hair versus Mad Dog. Wild Hair laying down another fast pass on the track, and we'll be moving on to the semifinals. Up next, it's No Problem versus Kodiak. The bucking Bronco appearing to have too much buck, as No Problem is having all sorts of problems on the track, resulting in a technical disqualification, moving Kodiak into the semifinals. Up next is a matchup you don't want to miss, ladies and gentlemen. It's Bigfoot versus Showing Off. Both are very scary, fast-looking trucks and are willing to lay it all out on the track. So who's it gonna be? An incredible display of power out of both Showing Off and Bigfoot in one of the closest races we've had in the series so far. We're going to have to double check in the replay in order to determine a winner, and it looks like Bigfoot just barely shut the door on Showing Off, and we'll be moving on to the semifinals. Up next is our final match of round 2 of racing. It's Showing Off versus High Roller. High Roller getting a little shooken up before going over the final set of crush cars and will be disqualified for not having both front tires going off the takeoff ramp, moving Showtime into our racing semifinals. Hey guys, before we move on to the semifinal round of racing, how about a little bit of truck trivia? What year did Bigfoot perform the very first public car crush at the Pontiac Silverdome? Was it A, 1980, B, 1985, C, 1983, or D, 1981? The correct answer is C, 1983, but the very first recording when Bob Chandler crushed a set of junk cars in his field was back in 1981. We are down to our final 4 competitors of our racing competition, 2 Chevrolets and 2 Fords battling it out tooth and nail, but who will meet in the finals represent Team Chevy and who will represent Team Ford? Up first, it's Wild Hair versus Kodiak. Another technical disqualification in the near lane for Wild Hair. Kodiak will be meeting one of these 2 heavy hitters in the final, so who's it going to be? Will it be Bigfoot or will it be Showtime? There you have it, folks, our final 2. The GMC underdog from parts unknown, Kodiak, will be facing off against the monster that started it all, the big bad Ford, the king of monster trucks, Bigfoot. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We started with 16 of the biggest and baddest monster trucks of yesteryears, and we came down to a final champion. You can't beat the king. Bigfoot is your reigning racing champion. That's going to do it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you liked what you saw. Monster Addicts will be coming at you again soon. Until next time, I'm Austin, and we'll see you guys later.